Good day to you. I'm in my bar with my cigar, and I'm live. There's a lot of reasons why I'm going a lot live, because there's a lot to say. We're considering a very highly regarded endeavor for our youth, for the refugees that are far and those that are domestic. And with the Family Friend Agency, there is no limit to what we'll be able to do to service our children. But I want to talk to you a little bit about what's going on with our lives. We're always talking about doing better, working hard, building a brighter future, taking care of our children, and our civic responsibilities. We're spending a lot of time going around the globe and looking for a fight that we want to fight. But we don't pay much attention to the distractions. It was a few weeks ago they were telling us that somebody went crazy in Las Vegas. A few weeks before that, we were talking about a man going wild, going around shooting people. Before that, it was a young lady in the freezer. And before that, we were dealing with another domestic terroristic situation. And before that, it was something else. It was a nightclub shooting. It was this. And we find us a bandwagon. We want to post, pray for France, pray for Libya. Why don't you pray for your family? Why don't you pray for your community? Why don't you pray for your organization or your religious institution that they get their acts together and help deal with some of these domestic responsibilities, homelessness, feeding the hungry, and the hundreds of thousands of kids where you say you don't believe in traditional Christmas, the hundreds of thousands of children that are not going to have gifts this season, where your children have gifts. There are a lot of things that go on throughout the world that we think that we can politicize. We have the idea that if we get enough votes, if we get enough people, and if we do enough protests, that situation is going to go away. But that's not quite the way it works. When you have a situation like you do in Libya, somebody's got to write a big check, a great big check, and tell the bad guys, here's a few dollars, now stop being bad. That's just the way it works, folks. That is the way it works, and that's always been the way it works. The world that we're living in is changing every day, and there are some battles that are not even worth our time or our energy to fight. One thing is for certain. You're living in an apartment. You're living in a home. You're living in a community. And you don't have any power over what happens next in your life. You're working on a job and you're determined to be a sheep. And anytime somebody shoves something under your nose and puts something in front of your face and say, hey, look, this is a bad guy somewhere. They're doing bad things somewhere. We feel that it is our responsibility. I'm not saying you're jumping on the bandwagon, but you're saying that it is your responsibility to deal with issues that you feel are affecting you. You remember the phrase, charity begins at home? Sometimes you just need to take care of what concerns you. Work on your investments. Work on your dreams, goals, and aspirations. We talked about earlier about build, create, and make. Those are the key words. Build, create, make. You can't create something? You can create something. You can't build something? Why don't you make something that's already been built better? That's where the iPhone came from. We have to make up in our mind that we want to be a part of the solution than to be part of the problem. You know, we were kneeling at football games a few months back, and we were arguing about whether or not that's taking place. Well, the NFL solved that problem. They said that they're going to be sensitive to that person's right to protest, and they're going to donate $90 million. Why don't you take a little time to figure out where they're going to donate that money? And if we can't kneel at football games, and we can't stand at this game, and we can't sit at that one, come on, folks. Take care of your business. Take care of your responsibility, and figure out a way to build some wealth. Figure out a way to invest your money. Figure out a way to get involved in penny stocks. Figure what is the next Google before it becomes the next Google. Figure out what's going to be the next Bitcoin before it becomes the next Bitcoin, while you can pay pennies for it. And invest your money and invest your time with considerable research and understanding about how the process works. I guess the idea behind this video is research. There are a lot of things that are going on, but somewhere along the line, somehow, it's not exactly someone that's distracting you. It's the things that are distracting you. And did you realize that every time a new distraction comes along, it affects your family, your friend, your community, and your social base? Because while you're believing in this idea, and this is what's the next best thing, and this is important, somebody doesn't think it's that important. So the people that you thought were together with you on this front, and this idea, and this scheme, they're no longer with you. That's what distractions do. It takes you off focus of the direction that you're going, the plan that you made, and what is the objective behind everything that you do. And whenever these things happen, it costs you dearly. So while you're looking at television, and you're looking at the radio, and you're looking at these hundreds of thousands of things in your Facebook feed trying to tell you how to think, you remember I told you about television. It tells you how to vision. It tells you how to see. Take a little time and realize why the distraction. What's the distraction? What can I really do about it? And take care of home first. Take care of your own responsibility. Take care of your own education, the education of your children, the education of your grandchildren, the education of your community. Take a little time and take a walk around your block and see what you can help with on the domestic level, while you're reaching out, putting up flags, putting up banners, trying to save someone that you won't be able to save. The only way we're going to save and solve world problems is by paying the bribe, paying it off, paying a debt, enriching somebody's lives. That's the only way we'll solve the problem in Libya. Writing a big billion-dollar check and saying, okay, bad guys, stop being bad. This is Arnold Tate. Arnold Mr. Dad. Tate is part of the In My Car, In My Bar, family friend, Mr. Meditate. Just something to keep in mind. Make it a great day. Bye now.